Hi everybody, how are you? 2 o'clock, Facebook Live. How exciting. I'm Helen, your independent Stampin' demonstrator from Bell Block in New Zealand. Right, what's been happening? A lot of things have been happening. Just want to say, thinking about all the people around New Zealand that have been affected by Cyclone Gabrielle. There's been a lot of devastation, so thinking about you all. We were really lucky here. We only had some trees fall over and none of them ended up near on the house or anything. We had some in the garden and a few down the railway line boundary of our property, but nothing that actually affected anything. All our animals were in the front of the farm, so that was really good while this was all going on. So yeah, we had a bit of a clean up yesterday. I've also had my husband Donald's been in hospital for a few days, so I was home alone through the storm, but I survived. I had like an hour and 20 minutes sleep all night because I was up every time there was a bang and a crash and I think, things like that. But yeah, it's all good. So I see there's a few people coming on board. I see Chantel's there, and I think Lynette was there. It scrolls up rather quickly sometimes when I'm trying to chat, trying to keep an eye on that. So thank you, ladies, for joining me today. Looking forward to a few more people coming on board as we get started. So I ended up cancelling class Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, so I've missed out on catching up with my ladies, which was a bit of a shame, but never mind, it is the way it is. Donald came out of hospital yesterday, which was cool. So yeah, we've just been doing a few things here, and he's been supposed to be resting, but you know what men are like. Have you got no sound? I don't know why there's no sound. Has anyone else got sound? I don't think I have pushed any wrong buttons. Chantel, can you hear me? Can you just please let me know? That would be good. Right, I will put you on my card tree and I will keep going. And, oh yeah, Chantel's got sound, so it can't be me. Maybe your volume's down. So just have a look at that. Okay, that's awesome, Sylvia. I'm pleased that you've got that sorted. Okay, and Lynette, that's great that you're fine. Right, hi Mari, I see you've arrived, and Catherine. Oh, lots of people joining us today, so that's great, and Alison. Right, so I'll put you on my card tree and we'll get started, and I'll create a card, and then I'll tell you a few things about what's happening. So, put you up there, and I will just bring it up on my iPad so I can see that things are working. Oh yes, I see that's working. Okay, I have my volume turned off on my iPad, so I never know whether there's sound or not. Right, let's see if I can. I might just bring this up a little bit closer and try to get this to stay up a little bit higher. See if we can do that. Right, so I'm making the most of these beautiful papers. These papers are going to be going very soon, and I'm very sad to see them go. They're gorgeous. So these are part of the celebration offering. Oh, do you like my nails? I had them done yesterday. They go really nicely with these papers, don't they? So it was nice to get them done. So thanks, Susie, for doing my nails. When your nails are looking a bit yucky, you don't feel that great. So it's nice to go and get them all done and looking pretty again. Okay, so the paper is the Favoured Flowers, it is called. And there are some beautiful papers. I've used it quite a few times in my life, so you would have seen them before. They're part of the celebration offering, and gorgeous, gorgeous colours. So I thought I'd use some of that today. And I'm going to use these dies, a set of dies. So these dies are in the mini catalogue, and they are on page 15. So this set of dies here. Now, if you like shapes and things for your projects, these are perfect. You get 2 different sizes of this shape, 2 different sizes of that shape, and 3 sizes of that shape. So you can layer your pieces together, which is great. Sometimes we'll have a nice shape as part of a set of dies, but you don't always get this, 2 or 3 different sizes, so you can layer them. So they are really awesome. So they're on page 15 of the mini catalogue. Right, so I was trying to work out what to do today, and I thought I would make you a card. I know I'm just calling it the bendy card. I made one in class the other day using the other celebration paper, the Dainty Flowers. So I thought I'd try it with this paper today. So what we are going to start with, put some of these bits and pieces aside and show you the pieces of cardstock we will be using. So you will need 2 pieces of cardstock. Now I chose black for this. I've got some glue or something on there. Basic black, because I think the black shows up this paper really nicely. And so you need 2 pieces. The card we used the other day, I used white. So it just depends on what you've got that's going to go with your cards, with your DSP. I'll just bring this down so I can show you the measurements. So this is 10.5 centimetres by 14.8. Okay, so you cut your cardstock, A4 cardstock in half, cut it in half the other direction, and you're going to get 2 of those. Well, you get 4, but that's how we get those. So they are 10.5 by 14.8. So what we are going to do with those, and we'll just do step by step, and I'll give you the measurements as we go. The designer paper I've used, and we need 2 pieces of this. So this is 10 centimetres by 14.8. Now the reason I went in by a centimetre is because when I'm cutting my designer paper, especially when I'm doing a class, I like to get the most pieces out of a sheet. And because it's 30.5 centimetres wide, I can get 3 pieces this size if I cut them that direction. So that's why I've gone 10 centimetres. We'll end up with a little black border on each end, but that's going to be fine. So what we're going to do with those pieces for a start, the 2 black pieces that are 10.5 by 14.8, it's really hard using black sometimes, is we are going to fold them in half that direction. So I'm just eyeballing it. Hopefully I'm seeing straight, because it's sometimes hard when you're doing black onto black. But I think that's about right there. So we'll just do that. Okay. And then you are going to do the same with your designer paper. So we're going to fold the pattern that we want to see to the inside. Okay. So fold that like that. And fold the next one. Oops. Yep, the next one like that as well. I thought I was going wrong there for a moment. So as you would realise, it's been a busy week, but it's been fun. Now I'm going to join all these together, and because the designer paper is a fraction shorter than the black, I'm going to put the tape on the designer paper. Okay, so I'll just use my Stampin seal. Start that off. I've just replaced it because I've been making way too many cards lately and using all my Stampin seal. And what you're going to do is you are going to put your folded edge to your folded edge. So you line that up, and this is the same length as the black, which makes it a little bit easier to line up, and the folded edge to the folded edge. So you're just going to get a little black border down the side. Then the next piece that goes on top is the black piece, but of course we are putting our tape on our designer paper, remember? Just put a bit more in the centre. So you are going to again line up the centre folded edge to the centre folded edge, like that. Then we're going to put our next piece on top. So you're going to do the same thing. I'll just put a little bit more tape near the edge of this. And again, the centre fold to the centre fold. Okay, just like that. So they're all joined together like that. And then we're going to join these 2 together. Okay, so again, we're going to put our tape on the designer paper because it is that little bit narrower. Oops. And we'll just fold that around, join them together like so. Right. Okay, so that forms a little bit of a tower, like that. Okay, then on the back, so this can be the back, we're going to put a couple of pieces of white cardstock, and this is so we've got something to write on. But what I thought I'd do is I'd like some flowers on there. So I have my little packet here of my little offcuts and my little pieces that are off the edge of your paper. So I'll just grab some of these because I just don't like chucking anything out because they all come in handy for lots of things. So we'll just quickly zip around there as fast as I can. So as you can tell, I'm not taking a lot of care because it's the black, it doesn't really matter. And then that can go onto the side. We'll grab another one for the opposite corner. Maybe this one. So I'll cut that one out as well. Now I hope everyone has been keeping safe with what's been going on with the weather and stuff like that. Donald's sister-in-law was evacuated from her home the other day, but she was able to get back there, so that's fine. I haven't heard from anyone who's had any major problems, so that is awesome. Right, there's a leaf here. I might cut this leaf out as well. Why not, eh? I'm terrible. I don't like waste. I just think, oh, I could use that for something. There's a little leaf there. Might be another leaf here. Let's have a look. How am I going to put that? I put that there with this little leaf can just come out through the top there like that, maybe. Oh, that's quite pretty. I might cut another one off this one. So we'll do that. So what's been happening with Stampin' Art? Well, as I say, I had to cancel my classes, so that was a bit of a shame, but I have class this weekend and we're doing men's cards, so that will be fun. And looking forward to catching up with my ladies again. I really miss them when I don't get to have class. So what I'm going to do with those is I'll attach these on first because I want to put them, so that will go along that edge like that, and then this. So I'm not raising these up, I'm just going to, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? It's all right. We have our little slider edge here for this reason, so I can lift that. I should have put this one in under first, but that's all right. There we go. And then we'll put this one at this end. Oops, bit of tape on there. I could glue it, but my glue's over on the other desk, so. And we might just put this one down this way like this. Oops. There you go. Sometimes you feel like you're all fingers and thumbs. Okay, so they will go. Oh, I don't know if I like that leaf on there. Let's just rip that out of there. I might put that one down here as well. There you go, just like that. Okay, so those can go onto the back here. So we'll just put some tape along there. And we'll just attach that. So that has, I'm going to put them near the center. So if you raise it up, put it against the edge like that and then place it down, you're going to get that nice little black border all the way around. And we're going to do the same with this one. And we're going to place that. Because you're folding it inwards, it's easier to have it as two separate pieces than one piece, because sometimes it doesn't like to fold very well. Got that on crooked. That's all right. I think I've got that one crooked too. Missed that one a bit. So we'll just straighten that up now that we can see what we're doing. Right, there we go. So we're going to write on the back there. Okay, and that folds in really nicely. And then on the sides we've got the beautiful paper, and then we need to do something on the front. So on the front we have a piece of designer paper again. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this side of it. It doesn't really line up that well, but that's all right. We'll be fine once we get it all together. When you're rushing in a live like this, you don't have time to always have everything perfect. But if you've got time at home, you'll be able to make it look amazing and sort it out. There we go. So that's just going to go on there like that. So that can fold forward. So that's our front of our card. Now we've got another piece of black, and this piece is 10 centimetres by 12.5 centimetres. So 10, is that right? 10, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. I'm just thinking, I think I have cut that wrong. 8.5, I need a 10.5. I'll just grab a piece. I must have cut that wrong in a hurry because I thought I had that organised. Right, start again. It is supposed to be, let me just check my 12.5 by 10.5. So, just as well. I realised that before I started doing my scoring. So that's going to go in there. That's fine. So the black piece is 12.5 by 10.5. What we're going to do is we are going to grab our trimmer, and so that's your 10.5, that's your 12.5. You're going to score 1 centimetre on each side. Let's move this out from under here. We'll put this in at 1 centimetre, and make sure you use the scoring blade and not the cutting blade, and we'll flip that around and we'll put it back in at 1 centimetre, and we'll score that like so. Right, now what we're going to do, put that down there, is we're going to fold those in, and we are going to then attach this piece of designer paper on the front like so. So we'll just attach that. I'm finding it very hard seeing my lines on the black, but that's all right. Now the other thing is we need to cut a window out of there. So that is where I'm going to use my dies. So I'm going to start with the larger die. And for this, I'll just put all my little flowers away in their bags because they're so cool to just keep them all together, and you can use them for decorating. So I'll throw them in there. Okay, and I'll have to bring my large cutting and embossing machine up because I need this to go through here, and it's a little bit wide for my small one. So we'll just line that up. That looks about right. Put, oops, now it's moved. Someone had some tape on here for something else. Oops, here we go. I need to get some more washi tape, don't I? Washi tape's great for this, to hold them in place. We'll see if we can get it again without me going to find my washi tape. You just got to put it down really fast, then you're right. Right, so I will just put that through here. Okay, so that has cut my window out. So I'll put that aside. And while we're here, I'm going to cut a piece of black with the next size and a piece of white with the smallest size. Now normally I would stamp the white and then cut it, but because I've got the embossing machine on here at the moment, I'm going to do them now, and then I don't have to bring it back onto the table again. So we'll just hold that on, wind that through, and they can be cut at the same time. So I'll take those off and get rid of this out of my way. Right. Okay, so we've got this piece that we've cut the centre out of, so we'll just fold those pieces in like that, and that's our piece that we've cut out, so we could use that on another card. We have a piece of black and we have a white. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we'll put all those aside. We're going to stamp some words on the white, so I'm just going to put best wishes, because then it could be used for anything, just like that. There you go. That's cute. Right, and that is going to be attached onto here. So I will just put that on. I'm just going to put that flat. Am I going to put that flat? Oh, I might raise it up. Why not? Raise it up, eh? Let's find. Now I've got to find my dimensionals because I've been using those for some other cards I've been creating. So I was going to go down and help my husband do some things down on the farm, and then it's like, oh, I better get organised for my Facebook Live. Right, so we'll just put that onto there like so. Okay, and we'll bring our little card base back in, and what we're going to do on the sides of here, just use the bone folder so you've got a nice crease both sides, and then we are going to use some tear tape, and we will put it down like that, down both sides. And then we will just flip this back over. I love these multi-tools. They are so good for so many things. It's great. I know guys used to always have multi-tools for in their garages, and I was like, yeah, but I realise now why they're so cool. Right, let's just eyeballing that really. So we're going to place it on there like that so it gets attached down both sides. And what will happen is it will raise. Now, one thing I didn't do, which I sometimes do, is just try to give that a little bit of a curve with the bone folder. Just because it's cardstock, it will curve easier, but that's going to be fine. Okay, so it goes flat and comes forward. Now, I want to put these in the middle there, and to get that to move, we have a little piece of cardstock that I have here, a little tiny weeny piece. And if I find where my scoring blade went to, it fell on the floor just before, right over there but under the table. Oh, here we go. Right, back again. We'll just put this, put the cutter across there. I always like to score in the same place. So we'll get this little 5 centimetre. So this is 5 centimetres by 1 centimetre. Okay, it's just a little scrap. We're going to put it in, and we are going to score at 1 centimetre. So just put that in there, hold it in place and score, and then flip it around, hold it in place and score. So just like that. We're going to fold those little pieces in, and then we're going to put a little bit of tear and tape on each folded piece. So just like that, and on the other side like that. Okay, so we will bring our card back in, and we're going to take those 2 pieces off. Like that. Oh, I've got some black in there from the black cardstock. Well, doesn't matter, we're not going to see it. And we're just going to centre that on there like so. Okay, and that's going to come forward like that when we open up our card. Then all you need to do is we grab a dimensional, put 1 dimensional in the centre of there, like that, and then we're just going to place this on there like so. So what will happen is it will come forward like that. Now just add something else onto that, because there's a whole lot of white area there. So I'm just going to put some champagne rhinestones on there. We could have cut out a little bit of a flower. We could have stamped a flower on there if we wanted to, but I thought, oh, I just want to focus on the pretty papers and everything else. So let's see, we may even use some large ones, because I have one up here. Oh no, I think that's a bit too big. Let's take that one off. It's funny, eh? I don't know where the medium ones I obviously have used them, so we'll just use these. Oops. There you go, and another one down here. There you go, just like that. That's quite pretty, because we've got to have bling. If Glennis is watching, she would be saying, Helen, you need some bling, because she always tells me that. Right, so that is our little tower bendy card. Very, very simple. Right on the back. Looks cute on both sides. Goes flat into a normal size envelope for posting, but looks really gorgeous when it's open, and it showcases those papers. So this is the same paper, it's just that's the back of it and this is the front of it, and same paper on both sides. So easy peasy card to make, very cute. Love to see what you make. Okay, so please, if you make a card like this, send me a photo. I love sharing the cards with everybody else. Glennis, you get a prize for last week. Beautiful card. I'm just thinking now, did I share it on our page? I can't even remember, because I've had a little bit going on with all the hospital visits and everything that's been happening with that. But if I haven't, I will put it on the page. I know I was going to yesterday, and then, yes, I'm not sure what happened. So that's my card. The card we made in class the other day, here it is here, was using the other designer paper from Celebration, this one here. And so I had the pretty papers on the side. We just stamped on the back because I used white cardstock, thick white. And then, yeah, that stood up like so. So that was a nice one to use, a nice way of using the frame as well. But this is today's, okay, with our beautiful favoured flowers papers. So just remember, Celebration ends in, what, about 13 days, I think it is. So please get your orders in so you can make the most of the Celebration papers. Would you like to see a couple of cards I've made for my men's class this week? So I'll take it out of the paper, so it will look much better. So I just made this one this morning with a little sail ship. So that's very cute. So that's a really nice one for my men's class. And this is another one using the other Celebration set. I'm just trying to think what it's called, In the Country. So, and I've used the enamel paint. So pearlised enamel effects to make a few little spotty things in there. And I don't know if you can see that, but they're nice and shiny and cute. So cool for your men's cards. So there's a couple. I've got a couple of others I need to finish off. So I don't want to show you everything because we've got to have some surprises for class on Saturday and Sunday. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed the card today. I've really enjoyed catching up with you again. It's awesome, and look forward to seeing what you create. If you have any questions about the card I've made or the products I've used, please just let me know. And just remember also our beautiful little blue cutting and embossing machine, that's part of the Celebration joining rewards at the moment, and that finishes in, what, 13 days. I know, time has flown. So if you want to know about getting yourself one of those little blue machines, let me know. I'll be able to tell you all about it. Right, I hear the chainsaw going. So much for my husband resting. So I will go and see what he's up to and get some tea organised. And I will catch up with you again next week at 2 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks again for joining me. And I look forward to catching up with you again real soon. See you next week. Bye for now.